So today I wanted to do a video on my thoughts on senior citizens and driver's licenses, and if there should be mandatory tests given at any time for seniors. So my thoughts here are based off my own observations of older people and a lot of the conditions that I see them in on a daily basis. And so my thought was this: how long should a person go unchecked as far as their ability to drive a car, especially in a metropolitan area, an overpopulated area, where a lot of times reactions to situations is key. And the people I'm talking about are maybe, have gone 45 years with, unchecked of their driving ability. My own father was a trucker by trade, and he loved to drive. He passed away at the age of 74, but the last few years, it was definitely a situation where some of his driving was questionable. He would start to slow down and really take his time, either going into or coming out of a turn, and you'd see people react around him to that type of thing. That's just an example, but I see people with walkers and canes and whatever else that I question how do you drive a car when you can't properly walk? I'm not trying to come down on the person. I just question, at some point, should the state have these people tested, whether it be at 65, 70, 75, should you do it every 5 years, 10 years, to make sure that they have their faculties together and the ability to still drive a car. If you don't have the ability to really function walking around, or even as far as wearing glasses, that type of thing, or they should be wearing glasses and they don't, like I said, I question, should they be driving a vehicle? And is that something that state by state should check out? I live in a very congested area of New Jersey where there's always tons of traffic around, and I find myself always having to be a very defensive driver just because of the amount of traffic and stuff. And it gets me to thinking, if my reaction times became such that I couldn't react in time to somebody braking heavily or cutting in front of me, or whatever the situation is, at what time should you stop driving? At what point should you say, you know what, I've driven for 40 years, 45, 50 years, whatever it is, and it's time for me to be friends with an Uber driver or a relative that maybe is able to drive me around places that I need to. So that was my thoughts on that, and I do think that there should be something to check. Maybe if you're critiqued on it, like you should be wearing glasses, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. You get that straightened out. You go back to the DMV, and they don't actually take your license away. But if you can't pass some type of road course, then maybe it's time to pull that license, and that's a very hard thing to do. I know, like I said, with my own father, I don't think it's something that anybody could have done. I don't think he would have ever actually given up his license, but it's something that if you can get state help, as a mandatory thing at a certain age, then it may help a lot of people out. A lot of people, like I said, they don't want to give up that freedom of a driver's license. In some cases, the doctor will say, whether it be an eye doctor, a medical doctor, you're not fit to drive anymore. But again, if somehow the state was able to check that and help out, that may save a lot of time and lives and insurance that kind of stuff. So, again, I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I'm not trying to, throw seniors under the bus, so to speak. It's just something I was thinking about, and I thought it was worth sharing. So, hope you found it interesting and maybe thought-provoking, maybe not. But as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you later. If you enjoyed the video, please take the time to like and subscribe.